In this video, we will discuss an essential topic for anyone considering buying a car here in the UK. That is, how much does it cost to buy a car here in the UK, or will I say the cost associated with car ownership. That's right, in today's video, we'll be breaking down the cost of owning a car in the UK, from insurance to road tax to MOT and fuel prices. So if you're an immigrant like me, or you're just curious about car ownership costs in the UK, keep watching. So let's start with the first and often the most significant expense, which is the price of the car. Now, the price of cars in the UK can vary significantly based on various factors such as the make, the model of the car, its age, condition, and the features it offers. Likewise, here in the UK, manual cars are likely to be more expensive than automatic cars. So let me just give you ideas about some general price ranges of different type of vehicles here in the UK. So let's just assume you're looking to buy a new car, but you want something that is economical. Entry-level cars like Ford Fiesta, Vauxhall Corsa, and Volkswagen Polo typically starts at around £15,000 and goes up to £20,000. That's if you're looking to buy a new one. Now, if you're looking to buy a mid-range new car, popular family cars such as Volkswagen Golf, Ford Focus, BMW 3 Series generally fall in the £20,000 to £35,000 range. Now, if you want to go for luxury cars, high-end models from brands like Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Jaguar will typically start from £35,000 and can go well beyond £60,000 depending on the model and specification you are adding to the car. Now, in the UK, electric vehicles are becoming a thing, that is EVs, and the cost of a new electric vehicle like Nissan Leaf and Tesla Model 3 ranges from about £25,000 for entry-level models upwards to like £50,000 for like high-end or long-range variants. That's when they mean long-range variants for EVs, that's like the cars that their battery can travel long distance before you have to like charge it. So this is just to give you a rough idea of how much a typical new car, that's brand new car that nobody has driven before here in the UK, will cost. So let's move on to used cars. Now, for economic used cars, older models of economic cars can be found for as little as £1,000 to £5,000 depending on their age, mileage, and condition. Now, if you're looking to buy a mid-range used car, it will typically cost you between £5,000 to £15,000, with prices influenced heavily by their maintenance history and overall condition. Now, let's just say you want to go for luxury used cars. Those ones are more expensive. So pre-owned luxury vehicles can vary widely in price, but it will typically range from £15,000 to £40,000, with older models offering substantial savings compared to new ones. Now, if you are going for EVs, second-hand electric cars can be found starting at around £10,000, with higher prices for newer or long-range models. Now, the good thing with owning electric cars is that they are usually automatic. Now, in the UK, you can buy a car using savings or finance options like personal loans or PCP or hire purchase. Now, if you want to know more about how to finance a car here in the UK, you can watch my video on that. I will link it to this video for those who are interested in that. Now, let's talk about market trends that influence the prices of cars. Now, the first trend would be the increase in EV popularity. Now, with growing environmental concerns and government incentives, the demand for electronic vehicles is rising, also affecting their prices, because EV vehicles are even more expensive than some vehicles that use petrol or diesel. Because here in the UK, there are grants and tax incentives that often make new EVs more attractive. For instance, EV vehicle owners in the UK do not have to pay road tax. So if you don't want to pay road tax, or you're trying to avoid paying road tax, you can buy electric vehicles, which will save you money in the long run. But to be fair, road tax are not as expensive as you might think here in the UK. But please in mind that some type of vehicles pay high road tax than others. For instance, for our vehicle, we pay about £190 a year for our road tax, and which is relatively affordable because if you break it down into the month, it's about £19, £20 thereabout per month. But here in the UK, you would have to pay your road tax yearly or every 6 months. So just put that in mind. Now, the second market trend that has impacted the price of vehicles here in the UK is the impact of supply chain issues. Now, the global semiconductor shortage and other supply chain disruptions have led to increased prices for both new and used cars due to limited availability. Now, the third market trend that used to affect the price of car here in the UK is depreciation rate. Now, cars in the UK will typically lose about 20 to 30% of their value in the first year and around 50% over 3 years. However, specific models, particularly high demand and luxury vehicle, may retain value better. Now, the depreciation rate would usually affect new cars than used cars. So new cars tend to lose their value faster than used cars, because when you buy a new car, you're paying premium price because you're the first person using that car. The last but not the least is economic factors. Inflation and changes in economic landscape, including interest rates and fuel prices, can also influence car prices and the overall cost of car ownership. So my aim in trying to give you a raw view of how much prices of cars cost here in the UK or what can affect the price of car is to just tell you that the car market in the UK is diverse with a wide range of options available to suit different budgets and preferences. While new car prices have seen an upward trend due to various market pressures, the used car market provides a broad spectrum for more affordable options. Now, the second cost you have to factor in when you're planning on buying a car is car insurance. Now, car insurance in the UK can vary widely depending on several factors, including your age, driving experience, if you have a UK driving history, the type of car you are driving, and your location. For example, younger drivers and those who are living in the UK on a visa will typically face high premiums. On the average, this set of people might pay anywhere from £400 to over £1,000 per year in car insurance. When you're looking to buy car insurance, I recommend shopping around and use comparison websites like Compare the Market, Confused.com, and Go Compare to get the best rates. Also, if you're new to the UK, you can consider taking a Plus Pass course for additional driving training, which can sometimes lower your car insurance premium. Next up is road tax. The amount you pay depends on your car's CO2 emissions. For a standard petrol or diesel car, you can be looking at anywhere from £0 to £2,245,000 in the first year of owning a car. Like I said earlier in the video, electric car owners are exempted from paying road tax. It's just a great way to make people go green. So here in the UK, the government is trying to give car owners incentives if they choose to go green by buying electric vehicles. So that's why they do not pay road tax. Now, before you buy a car, when you're trying to budget for the cost of car ownership, you can check the exact amount you will need to pay on the DVLA website. Just enter your car details and it will give you the accurate figures of how much you'll be paying in road tax. Now, the fourth cost is something called MOT. Every car over 3 years old in the UK must undergo an annual MOT test to ensure it meets road safety and environmental standards. Now, the fee for an MOT is £54.85, but some garages might offer it for less. Remember that getting your MOT done annually if your car is over 3 years old is crucial to avoid fines and ensure that your car is safe to drive. Now, you can find a list of approved MOT centers on the gov.uk website. Now, if you are buying a new car here in the UK, for the first 3 years of owning that new car in the UK, you do not need to do MOT because it's a new car. But once your car clocks 3 years old, you would now have to start doing your MOT. Now, let's talk about cost number 5, which is fuel prices. Right now, petrol and diesel prices fluctuate, but you can expect to pay around £1.20 to £1.50 per litre for either petrol or diesel. Now, these prices means that if you have a typical car with 50 litres tank, a full refill could cost you between £60 to £75. Now, if you want to save on fuel costs, I recommend you use apps like Petrol Prices to find the cheapest fuel station near you. Now, the last but not the least cost you need to factor in when you're planning to own a car is additional cost. Now, in addition to all the main costs I just mentioned in this video, you have to consider other expenses like maintenance, miscellaneous, emergency repair, parking permits, and breakdown cover. Now, depending on the kind of car you want to buy, regular maintenance can cost around £200 to £400 per year, depending on the car's age and condition. Parking permits vary by location, but can cost anywhere from £50 to several £100 yearly. Likewise, you need to factor in regular maintenance that just ensures that your car runs smoothly and can help you avoid costly repairs in the future. So things like servicing your car. Now, an excellent way to budget for the additional cost of owning a car is to set aside about £50 to £100 monthly in a savings account that you will not touch, so that when you have an emergency issue with your vehicle, you can just take the money from that account and pay for it with the funds you've set aside. So there you have it, a comprehensive breakdown of the cost associated with owning a car here in the UK. I hope this video has been of use, especially for those who are new to the UK and looking to buy a car, or for those considering to buy their first car here in the UK. With this, we've come to the end of the video. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.